The thing that sets apart D&D from other games is there's a lot of freedom of choice that you have within D&D that you don't get in other games. Yeah, I want to go inside this shop and I want to buy this thing, or I want to be the owner of a tavern, or I want to go on an adventure, I want to climb up a mountain. You can do anything you want, and it is absolutely possible with D&D.
Knuckles right next to me. I will pick him up, get a 10 feet running start, and throw him at the giant.
Alright, so what is that? You gotta make a strength check for that?
You might start and go somewhere where you didn't intend to go, which kind of leaves everything open for all people, including the DM.
5e is cool because you get to, in a way, kind of live in this world and do actions in this world, and you can fight monsters or bandits or whatever.
It really is just kind of like playing make-believe with your friends, kinda. It makes you feel like a kid again, and it's really nice and really wholesome.
Oh, you don't have your spell attack rolls. Alright.
So D&D is a TTRPG, or a tabletop role-playing game. The whole D&D system is based around rolling d20s, basically. And if you roll a 1, that means it's a failure. And if you roll a 20, that means it's like a super success.
It can definitely be very overwhelming your first time, especially creating that character. There's a lot of information that comes at you when you're creating this character, but don't be scared off by that, because once you start playing the game, you'll start to kind of get a feel of the rules, how things work, and I think definitely within that first session, you will already get a pretty good feel of what goes on.
Like the first few games I played, I did not much more than just roll the dice, But as you understand the rules more, and as you understand role-playing and characters more, then you can invest more into it and you gradually can get into it.
The cool thing about D&D is that you can play a character, so you necessarily don't have to be, yourself. People can join a campaign and kind of create a different persona or personality. The character I play in this campaign, his name is Aldrin Sinclair. He is a paladin. At the beginning of the campaign, another player was Aldrin's brother, Octavian Sinclair, and we kind of we played a brother dynamic, but later that player switched characters to a different one.
I play a character called Wulfric Norgrim, who is a witch hunter captain. I have a partner, Aliston Knackle, and we both go around the land and kill evil where we find it.
I'm playing a gnome barbarian named Badger. She's kind of this robust, spunky little character.
The pile.
Alright, so is that your turn?
Pretty much.
Being a DM is fairly different from being a player in Dungeons & Dragons. Say I'm running a game next Tuesday. I have to come up with a plot hook to get the characters intrigued. I have to come up with encounters, just like things for them to do. I have to come up with, monsters for them to fight or puzzles for them to solve. I have to come up with the game itself, basically. Being the dungeon master is basically like being God of the D&D world. It's gonna go, I'd say, it's gonna go help out its master and attack Alston.
Does it want to move behind the throne or
Well, it's gonna move in front, kind of blocking off the giant and Grizz.
there?
Yep. There's so many lessons you can take away from D&D, like you just teamwork, cooperation, working with other people, because D&D is a cooperative game. Like you have maybe generally anywhere from 4 to 6 players is a usual table size, and you're going to be working with those players to solve the problems that the DM throws at you. All right, sure.
Up to 60 feet. I don't bolt past.
Yeah, I'd say you can toss them anywhere up to 60 feet. It's been proven that for quite a few people, D&D is akin to therapy.
When you come to the D&D table, you kind of shed your worries There's definitely been times where we've started at 10 a.m. and I've left the D&D table 14 hours later. D&D has definitely benefited me in my life.
Do you think there are any social stigmas that relate to D&D?
I guess like the people who are like, D&D is just for nerds. I mean, it is a nerdy thing to do, but like, come on, man, you haven't played it, give it a shot. Like, that's what I thought when I was, younger. I was like, man, D&D is so stupid, I never play that game, it's way too nerdy. But then you play it, and then you're like, oh wow, this is actually a lot of fun.
You can Google search, some celebrities that play Dungeons and Dragons. One that comes to my brain is Vin Diesel.
I am Colder the Witch Hunter, the 800-year-old immortal.
You don't have to be a nerd or someone who enjoys the fantasy to enjoy D&D. D&D can be enjoyed by anybody out there.
There used to be a stigma that if you played Dungeons and Dragons, you were like a devil worshiper or something.
Everyone thought D&D was just like, came straight from hell and like, it's gonna rot your brain, you're gonna summon Satan by accident, which is just not true.
If I met somebody nowadays, like 2019, that said that they thought D&D was devil worship, that's like saying the earth is flat. Like, that's somebody whose opinion does not matter. Like, if that's so unimportant.
Do you recommend people play D&D?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, don't knock it till you try it, really. And if you try it, you're probably gonna like it.
If you have any thoughts that you could have fun with this, I would absolutely recommend playing D&D. Every group is different. You could have a more serious group, a more easygoing group, and that's just the wonderful thing about D&D is it's very flexible to new players and more experienced players.
I would be surprised if someone didn't like any of it at all, but at the same time, you would have to get a DM that's right for you, players that are right for you, and the game that's right for you. Some people I think maybe get turned off where they join a session with a friend or a friend of a friend or something, and the DM was an asshole or the other players were shitty or something, and that could ruin your experience with it. So just because it was bad once doesn't mean it's always going to be. So I wouldn't say if you try it and don't like it, I think you should probably try it again if you get the opportunity.
Any final thoughts or just anything you want to say about D&D, the session, anything that comes to mind that you care to share?
Don't worry about messing up. Don't worry about learning all the rules. No one learns the rules right away. Don't worry about looking like a stupid idiot in front of your friends, because that's part of the fun of it, honestly. It's just putting on voices and acting like a goofball.
Probably get a player's handbook, read through it, and read through classes and races and see what kind of benefits and disadvantages you get from different things and different builds.
Roll the dice, see what happens. Sometimes the dice are mean and you roll really bad for a really long time. And then there's the days where you roll really good and it feels really good. And you feel like you're on top of the world. And you're the best D&D player in the world.
Thank you.